Hey, friends. Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. Come join me, your host, Nicole, for some hope-filled conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing. Hey, Hallmarkies. Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and today I am so excited to have a very special guest back to the podcast, the fabulous Crystal Lowe. Welcome back.
What? I need to be announced like that everywhere I go. Like I feel like I got to pick a song now and like make a grand entrance since
Oh,
this is a repeat time here.
I'm thrilled to have you back today.
Oh, thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
So Hallmark has
hmm
just released this time each year. What drew you to this particular project? And can you share a little bit about the movie?
Yeah, absolutely. What drew me to the project? Allison Sweeney.
Yes.
And the fact that I had never done a Christmas movie yet. Um,
That's
I,
right.
I, for those of you who know me, who have talked to me more, you all know that like I am always up for a challenge. I
Mhm.
always want to do something that I haven't tried yet, and I'm always looking for the next step that scares me or is
Yeah.
just something interesting for me to learn. And Allison Sweeney was my number one reason for wanting to do this film because her and I had worked together years ago on Holly Lodge,
Mm-hmm.
which was
That's
a
right.
movie that she was in, and I played her best friend.
Yeah.
And I'd met her briefly then, and even then, I was like, "This woman is
Mhm.
something different." There's a lot of people that say they're executive producers, or they want
Mhm.
a credit, or they think that there's very few
Yeah.
people that actually do what she does. She
Mhm.
literally writes these things, stars in them, and when she thinks she executive produces, she's hands-on, fully producing.
Mhm.
She's at every
Mhm.
meeting, down to like us talking about hair right before we go on
Yeah.
camera. She's fully
Wow.
engaged.
Yeah.
And for me, that is a huge inspiration. She's essentially show running her own shows.
Mhm.
And that's my goal. So to be around somebody like that and a woman who's already doing it, it was massive for me. And her and I just clicked. It was super weird. We both are kind of like, it's really weird. We think the same. We do the same
Yeah.
stuff. So it's been a really easy working relationship.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Allison is amazing. She's one of my
She's
favorites on the movie.
wonderful.
Yes.
And the script was totally different, which
Yes.
was scary for me, but also super familiar because on Signed Sealed, we always deal with these big topics. We talk about real life stuff in a really beautiful, hope-filled way that
Mhm.
will always feel uplifting, and it will give people, a chance to go deeper with emotion without feeling
Mhm.
scarred.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that my experience on Signed Sealed and working with Martha's writing and
Yeah.
understanding how to balance that comedy and, you know, pain and truth.
Mhm.
It was super
Yeah.
helpful with directing this movie.
And you did a great job.
Thank you.
Of course.
I loved it. I loved designing stuff. I loved
It was so
the
good.
romance. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic, you guys. Like, and I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all I post is
I think we
like
all are.
I am. That's who I
Yes.
am. It's who I was before I worked for
Yeah.
Hallmark, so it's been a
Yeah.
perfect fit.
Yes. Was there a moment that stood out to you when you first read the script that you were most looking forward to filming?
Uh, you know, there was, except I got to see out the other thing about Allie is she's super collaborative, like
Mhm.
super collaborative. So when I got the script, I was like, oh, there's something. It was the opening really that I like, and I'm talking, I was pulling my hair out, like standing in the shower, like, what can we
Okay.
do? What can we do? How do we make this interesting? I think for me, the biggest struggle was we are starting off with a couple that is no longer together. But I need my audience to root for them to get back together. And how do you root for a couple that you've just met that are not
Mhm.
together for very good reason, not together too,
Mhm.
right? Both had some big struggles.
Yeah.
So I came up with that opening and I
Mhm.
pitched it to Allie, and Allie was like, I love it. And then she went and took it to the network, and the network let me pitch it. They let me keep it. And so that was the thing I was most excited about shooting, I think. The other thing was that the shadow dance sequence,
Okay.
that was also where they were dancing.
Yeah.
That was originally not scripted that way. They were just sitting on the couch
Oh,
watching a movie.
I loved that dance. That was beautiful.
It's beautiful. So I got to put that in there. So that was like my favorite because I love
Yeah.
shadows and shadow play, and
Yeah.
it was really fun to put them on screen like that.
It was one of my favorite scenes in
Did
the
you
movie.
like it? It's so
Yes.
romantic.
Yes. Some of my listeners also know you starred alongside Niall in
Mm,
Primeval New World. What was it
yeah.
like reuniting with him as well and
Oh,
working on the film together?
so when we first got the script, I knew that they were interested in Niall, and they came to me and said, "Have you ever worked with Niall?" And I was like, ha, "Funny story. He was the first lead on my first series, so absolutely, I've worked with
Yeah.
Niall." And I had the other funny thing was I just saw Niall. He came to my little screening of Shifting Gears that I put on because he
Yeah.
happened to be in town,
Mhm.
and I literally had just said to him, "I want you in a movie that I direct. I'm going to find a way to get you in a movie I direct." And then this all the pieces came
That's,
together,
that's amazing.
and him and Allie's chemistry was off the charts. They
Yes.
really had a beautiful, organic, truthful chemistry. And what I loved about this movie is that we allowed our actors to go to really raw places.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that always just deepens the story, and Niall is so good at that guy is like a jack of all trades, he like plays hockey, fixes
Uh-huh.
cars, worked on oil rigs. He's like a
Yes.
real dude's dude, but he can also let you in and see that he has real emotions, and it's okay to have emotions when
Yeah.
you're a man.
Mhm.
You're allowed. So I thought it was a beautiful choice in casting.
Yes, he did a
Yeah.
fantastic job, and he's one of my favorites. One of his favorite roles of mine on Hallmark, besides This Time Each Year, is from I think maybe 2 years ago, Rip in Time, where he played
Oh
the
yeah. So
colonel
Jessica
in the army.
so Jessica Harmon directed that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
actually one of my favorite Hallmark movies to
Sh-
date
I
ever.
I I don't think I've seen it, but I know all about it because she was my mentor, obviously, and
Yeah.
her and I had talked about that movie specifically when I was underneath her mentoring with her.
If you could choose a dream film project, what would the storyline be, and which Hallmark actors would you like to work with?
Oh
That
my
you
God. There's so many. Like,
know.
honestly, if there was a dream type project I could work on, it would be like the next Harry Met Sally. That's really
That's
what I would love
amazing.
to do, which is a story about people that fall in love over time,
Mhm.
and really about why they couldn't be together at a certain time, and there's always extending reasons, and usually it's because you have to have some personal growth until you are right and ready for each other at the right time. And I love that story because you know I
Yeah.
believe in miracles, and I believe in
Yeah.
fate, and I believe in all that
Mhm.
beautiful stuff. So I would love to do a rom-com like that. um the Hallmark stars I mean, there's just the list goes on and on and on. I would love to work with Lacey. I actually worked with her in a movie called Black Christmas like 20 years ago in a
Wow.
horror film, which is like Lacey's only horror film, I think, probably ever that she did. I'll tell you a great story about her. I was the only Canadian with all American leads. And there was a makeup company that sent us like a gift basket or sent all the stars a gift basket and didn't send me one, only sent the
Oh, no.
American leads.
Oh,
And
no.
Lacey saw and was like, mm-mm, no, and walked off and got on her phone, called the company herself and said,
Oh,
You made a mistake. There is another leading actress. You need to send another gift basket." And that basket was in my trailer by the next day. So,
that is amazing. I love
yeah,
Lacey too. She's great.
I really love her. I think she shines on camera, and I think that she has a great work ethic.
Mhm.
And yeah, she is embracing herself so much that I would love to have a film with her because I think it'd be fun.
Yes, me
Um,
too.
And there's so many different male leads I would love to work
I
with. I
know.
mean, the list goes on and on. Crystal Lowe would be really fun to work with. I think him and Lacey are a great combo.
Yes.
Um, I also really want to work with Ashley Williams because that's my
I love
girl.
that. Yes.
I would love, 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 love to direct Ashley.
Fingers crossed.
Oh my
That
God.
would
It
be
would be so
amazing.
fun. We would have the best time.
Maybe I could start a petition.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Or don't forget Kristen Booth. I mean,
Of
I
course.
I think
Of
that's
course.
obvious. I don't have to say it.
That's
I
a
think
given.
that's not. Yeah.
That is a given.
I mean, I don't think I would get anything done because all I'd want to do is like hang out on her couch, and we would just be eating Cheetos in bed watching shows, and she'd be like, "Go to work."
Yes.
I'd be like, "No."
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scene and set from this movie?
Oh, yeah. My favorite scene is the ending. My absolute favorite
Yeah.
scene. You know, when the parents yell out, "Kiss her! Kiss
That was
her!"
cute. I loved that.
So that was another one that I like labored over in my office and then went, Allie, Allie, I know how we're gonna do this. I think we should do it like this. And the car, and they're gonna yell out. And I took the inspiration from 16 Candles, from the drive away, and leaving him there. And Allie was like, "Oh, I love this. Let's talk about it." And then she started writing, like again, it working with people that are as collaborative as Allie is really unusual.
Mhm.
She has every right to just be like, nope, this is what I want. This is what I said. She's not like that at all. I
Mm,
mean, she doesn't suffer fools though, like
yeah.
she expects a work ethic that she has. But if you show her that you have that, she's all on board. And like, I just respect it so much. And that's
Yeah.
how you get the best product.
Yes, very true. Yeah, she's great.
She is.
What do you hope audiences will take away from watching this time each year?
I hope that I hope they walk away with this movie feeling a little bit of hope, which is what I always want from everyone. Um, and this movie for me was really about redemption
Mhm.
and second chances, and not everybody can stand up and get second chances, but some people who put the work in really can deserve it. And I think that I want people to walk away seeing that. The other thing I loved about this film is that they both went to therapy. They both did things that weren't great, and they both did work on themselves and
Yes.
then found each other again. Does that make sense? You
Yes, it
know,
does. Yeah.
it's not a one-sided thing. It never is, even though I wish it was. Then I could tell my husband that it's just his fault.
Mhm.
But it's always,
Yeah.
it takes two to tango most of the time. And
Mhm.
I think it was a beautiful part of that story and a little Easter egg for my postable to have.
Yes.
I put in a lot of Easter eggs for those
Yes,
postables.
I caught,
So
I think, a lot of them. Yes. But love is hard work, and I've said this before. I love some of my favorite movies on Hallmark and even off Hallmark are the ones with deeper storylines
yeah,
and more
you
depth.
know. And it's still in the Hallmark universe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and again, that was a Sign Sealed. That's a Martha teaching. Sign Sealed deals with huge topics in a very loving, kind way. It's never going to hurt you, but it's going to make you think. And I mean, I don't want to leave a movie unless after I'm discussing it. My mom used to take me to movies and go, "So what do you think?" And then we would talk about it. And that's what a movie is for. Movie is a moving art piece, and
Mm.
I would rather audience, if I'm being totally honest, I would rather audiences hated my movie or loved my movie. But what I don't want is indifference.
Yeah.
What I don't want is people like, "Meh."
Yeah.
What I do want, I just, because it's supposed to give you a reaction. That's what art is. So
Mhm.
you can think about it and think about how it makes you feel and why you reflect your certain beliefs on that. It's a really interesting medium that we all get to use.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved in this movie some of the Easter eggs. I definitely caught how the marriage counselor was the same one from Three
Yeah.
Brothers.
I thought, man, this woman is good. This
She
woman
is.
is good. And for all my postables watching, I was like, don't stress. She did a very good job with Shane and Oliver. I'm sure she'll do it here as well.
Yes.
Hang in there.
Yep.
I think it's really important to show people in therapy. I think that now we're finally at an age where like, yeah, therapy is okay. In fact, it's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with therapy. It gives you a moment to have a mediator just listen to both sides,
Yes.
and to push you to go deeper into what the issue is stemming from each one of you. And
Yeah.
I like that we put that in this movie.
I did too. And I also caught Rita at Norman's house.
No, I couldn't
That
help
was awesome.
myself. It's a great house.
It is. It's a beautiful home.
It is. It's so cute. And and it's so funny because when we were shooting there, everybody, all the crew kept calling it Norman and Rita's house, even though they've never been there. But I was like, this is Norman and Rita's house, just so you know.
Yes, I caught it right away.
Yeah.
Before we talk a little bit about Signed Sealed Three Letters, what is a classic Christmas movie that would pair well with this time each year or movie night?
Oh gosh, a classic Christmas movie. Oh my gosh, why is my brain glitching? What is the most famous Christmas movie? And he runs in and he was about to throw himself off a bridge and he doesn't. Oh my God. It's like the most famous Christmas movie of all time, and I
Oh,
can't remember.
I
and
can't remember either.
he's in the small town and he's mad and he doesn't think anyone loves him, but the town rallies
Oh,
around him. It's a
yeah.
Wonderful Life.
I have never seen that.
I think that's what it's called. It's a Wonderful Life. Everybody who's watching this podcast is like, Crystal, come on. It's like the most famous Christmas movie of all time. Um, I think there's a little bit of that, the redemption and realizing that people love you no matter what. And so that'd be a good pairing. That'd be a fun one to watch. Serendipity is my favorite Christmas movie. Everybody knows that. I talk about it all the time. I literally watch Serendipity all throughout the year. I just like it. It's a fun movie.
I need to watch that one too. I've heard it's great.
Oh, it's so good. It's John Cusack, Kate
Yes.
Beckinsale, Jeremy Piven. Fantastic.
Mhm. So turning our attention to Signed, Sealed, Delivered,
Oh.
3 letters. This past July was the premiere. What did you enjoy most about this movie compared to past Signed, Sealed installments? And are there any fun behind the scenes memories to share from filming?
There's always fun behind the scenes memories. I mean, I
Yes.
think I posted a picture of me and Jeff and Zach, and I thought it was the funniest poster, right? Because
I
we just
love
went
that.
straight into character.
Yeah.
Like the second, I wish you guys could be at our read-throughs. And a part of me might say to Martha, if we do a read-through again, where like, could we open that up to the public? Could we do a Postables live podcast, or a
Yeah.
live screening
That's
of
a
us
good
doing a read-through? Because I got to tell you, it's fascinating. I mean, I could just not see those people in 4 years. We sit down to do a read-through and it's like no time has passed and the characters are already their own living, breathing entity. They're already alive and it's as though we're bodies there, but they're dancing. Shane, Oliver, Rita, and Norman are dancing in the middle and just acting out this whole thing. I can't really describe it. I've only been on this show for this long period of time. I can assume this is what it's like for shows like this all the time, but it's wonderful to watch. We all drive each other crazy and we all love each other. And like we are a full family.
Yeah.
It is, Gigi and I, when we're together, it's like it's like no time has passed.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's really great.
I love seeing how close all of you are on and off the screen.
We are, yeah. And the movie was just really fun. I thought it was a really nice welcome back because it had been so long. And Martha just loves to weave in 500 million things for y'all to watch 50 times and decipher through and figure out. And I think this one had a lot of that in it.
Yeah.
And we got Rhiannon back again, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what was happening with that storyline. And I was like, oh, good. She still lives with us. Thank God we didn't kick her out. That would be very unlike Norman and Rita.
Yeah.
So
Rhiannon is fantastic too. And I'm glad that she has joined the show.
yeah. Yeah. She was great. We really enjoyed having her. Easy to work with, very sweet.
What is your favorite scene from the movie?
Oh,
I know that's a tough question.
Oh, that's a really hard question. I mean, maybe it's not a hard question. It was the last scene with the four of us, where Rita reveals. That was such an interesting scene because Martha has adopted children, right? She has 2 adopted daughters. And our director has an adopted child. And so that was fascinating because I got to talk to them about that and what that process looked like for them and how it felt. And, they said, both of them said, look, this is a very real conversation that you have of like, am I good enough? Is this the right decision? This is a huge decision we're making. And usually the question really is, am I a good enough parent to have this child? And that's why it was written that way. It was written so well because it's true. You question yourself as a parent constantly. And taking on somebody who needs any extra help could make you feel like, I don't know if I can do this. Am I going to be good enough to handle what they're going to need? So it was nice that we really discussed it kind of and asked for help from our friends. But of course, Norman and Rita will be the best parents. Are you kidding me?
It was a beautiful scene. And I have to thank you for that scene because there is someone in my extended family. She's young. I think she will be 3 in December, but she has already had a ton of heart surgeries.
Oh.
You would never know that she has gone through what she has. So it was such a beautiful story. So thank you for bringing it to light. I really appreciate it.
Hey, in Science Heal World, I am the luckiest person on this planet to be able to do the work that we do and reach even one person. Like it's been, uh, I hate to be like, I'm blessed because that's something everybody always says, but I am blessed.
Yes. So that scene at the end, where
Hmm.
we see Norman and Rita decide to adopt a daughter with a congenital heart condition. What was
Hmm.
your reaction the first time you read that in the script? And what are you looking forward to about the
Well,
new?
we all cried. You know that.
Yes.
All of us, everybody in the room cried. We just sat there. There has not been one read through, and I mean, not one read through
So,
where I mean, Boothie, of course, because she cries when,
yeah.
drums play, she's sobbing in a corner somewhere. But we all were crying at that point. Gigi
Mhm.
cries all the time. It was a big moment for us to talk about that. And I have two children, so it hits home when we're talking about that kind of storyline. And what was your second question? What am I looking forward to
Yes.
next?
About them becoming kids.
Oh, so much.
I'm so
Because
excited.
listen, parenting is hard. It
Mhm.
is not easy. It is a really tough job because your heart, your whole heart is just outside of your body, walking around, doing crazy stuff. And I have a son now, and now I really see it because my son's just like throwing himself at things. So it'd be really interesting to see Norman and Rita try to pad this child to insanity the way I did with my daughter, um, and navigate through that. And I really hope Martha, which I know she will,
Mhm.
having children complicates marriages. It pushes you in ways that are different, right? You have to learn how to strategize. Have to learn teamwork. You have to come together and know that no matter what, you have to be better because
Mhm.
they're watching you and they're taking everything in from you. And that is a really good topic to talk about because nobody ever talks about that. And the first year of having a baby is so crazy. Nobody says anything like that. So I
Mhm.
hope we talk about that.
I
And
think it too. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just so excited to see both Rita and Norman and Shane and Oliver become parents at the same time and see little postables running around in the DLO.
it's gonna be crazy pants.
I am so excited. Yes.
Crazy pants.
But yeah, that scene is in my top two favorite scenes from that movie.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Love
Wait till
it.
the next movie. There's great scenes in the next movie.
I can't wait.
Great, great stuff in the next movie.
Is there anything you can tease about the next movie coming up in 2025?
Well, you're gonna cry because
Mhm.
obviously you always do.
Obviously.
Uh,
Yes.
I mean, buy the tissues now.
Yes.
Um, I really like the B story in the next
Okay.
movie. Like, I really like the letter story. I think it's fun and it moves and I think it's a cool story, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. So,
Okay.
obviously, I love our storyline too, but I think you guys are gonna like this one. And the opening scene, one of the first scenes of the next movie, is one of my favorite scenes that the four of us have ever shot. And I won't tell you anything else about it except that we rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. And then Martha would send us these little videos going, this is how we love things, which is really her way of saying we want to do it like this, which is like the fastest possible way to do a scene in the world.
I'm
So
so
we were rehearsing every day, everywhere we went, just rehearsing the lines. And that's super fun. It makes it feel like a play. So,
I am so excited. I know everyone is going to love it. I know I will love it. I have loved every single episode, every single movie.
uh,
It's
thank you.
going to be great. When you're block shooting two movies that have
Mm.
different dynamics, is it difficult as an actor to switch back and forth between emotional scenes and comedic scenes?
Yes. When you're block shooting anything, I mean, like we at some points were like, where am I? I don't even know what movie I'm in. I was doing EPK and they're like, tell me about this thing. I'm like, what? Who are you talking about? Like, it was crazy. It was insane what we were doing. But the good thing is that we all know our characters like
Mhm.
inside and out. So you could throw a frying pan at us and we would still be able to say, and we would figure it out very quick. Those characters live in our bodies. You,
Mhm.
you can't really throw us. It was just more that we were confused, like
I
you're
totally
shooting
get that.
two scenes from two different movies within the same hour. You're like, wait, where are we? What page are we on? That kind of thing.
I can't even imagine how difficult that is to go back and forth
It's a
between.
lot.
With every Signed, Sealed, Delivered episode, there is always a wonderful lesson to be learned. So,
Mm.
what do you hope audiences will take away from watching Three Letters?
Hmm. I mean, that whole movie is also about second chances. That
Yeah.
movie, it's funny that I said that about my first one. That movie is literally about second chances. The one that you
Mhm.
just saw, for me, it was anyways. You know,
Yeah.
second chance at love, second
Mhm.
chance at trying something you didn't think you were going to try, second chance of, we always get in conflict with people, and in that moment, they're so intense.
Mhm.
And then, you take time, and in hindsight, you look back and you're like, you were going through something and I was going through something. And the thing I would want people to take from that is you never know what somebody else is going through.
Mhm.
Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
You know, the majority of time when somebody's coming at you is them projecting onto you how they're feeling. And so it's nothing to do with you. And I hope people take that away from this.
Yeah, that's great advice and something I always try to take to heart because you never know what someone is going through.
You really don't. And if they're angry, they're projecting. It
Mm.
most normally has nothing to do with you.
Yes. As we start to wrap up the interview, I have a fun Christmas and sign sealed this or that game if you would like to play.
Okay, let's do it.
Christmas in a small town or in a big city?
Big city, New York. I haven't done that. I'm dying to do Christmas in New York. Like, I'm dying to do Christmas in New York.
Never done that, but I've heard it's just
Yeah.
really fun.
Well, one time, like, I got to try.
Yeah, I've been to New York, just not at Christmas time.
Yeah, but not at Christmas. It's a different
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
Serendipity. Go watch Serendipity. It takes place at
I
Christmas in New
will.
York.
I'll go look for it to watch. Mailbox Grill or Ramon's Catalan Kitchen?
Mailbox Grill. I mean, the
Yeah.
Catalana Kitchen was great, but the Mailbox Grill, it's just, there's too many memories there. That was
Yeah.
when Norman first got jealous about Ramon dancing with Rita. I'm always going to think about that.
Yes.
Hello.
Go the entire Christmas season without Christmas movies or without Christmas music.
Well, without Christmas music, because I mean, this is my life now, so I can't not watch Christmas. Plus, it's kind of cheating because Christmas movies have Christmas music, so it's a win-win.
You're the only other person who said that. That is my theory too. There's Christmas music in Christmas
In a
movies.
Christmas movie, so
Yep. Yoo-hoo or kombucha?
kombucha.
I've never had kombucha.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes kind of gross, but it's healthy, and YooHoo is,
Yeah.
very sugary, and I could only handle a little bit of it.
I can't drink it a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Very rare do I drink
Hmm.
it. It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Story?
A Christmas Story, obviously, because it was in my movie.
Yeah. I've never seen either one, actually. I need to watch both.
Oh, A Christmas Story is wonderful. I love it.
Jazz or the blues?
Jazz.
I think I have to say the blues, but jazz is great too.
Yeah, I like jazz.
Yeah.
So
Cookie decorating or gingerbread houses?
cookie decorating so I can eat them after. Gingerbread houses have to be on display and then they don't taste good anymore. But the cookie, I make it, show it,
Mhm.
eat it. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Gingerbread houses are fun, but I think I would say cookies
I want
too.
to eat them. Yeah.
Yeah. And the ingredients of gingerbread houses get stale when
Yes.
they're sitting out for a while.
Hmm.
And they're very difficult. A couple years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, one of my cousins and I, we attempted to decorate a gingerbread village that we got from Target. Epic fail.
Yeah, those are not easy. They look like it because you looked at the box. That's not real. It's not easy like that.
Nope. Nothing was staying. The roof was tipping and yeah,
Yep.
no. Epic fail. Camping trip or road trip?
Road trip. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big I love the outdoors, but I'm not a big camping.
I don't want to get eaten by a bear. So I'll just do a road trip.
I think I would say a road trip too. And I
Yeah.
told Kristen this when she was on in July, but camping is probably a no for me because I took a class trip in 5th grade with my school or with my
Mhm.
class to Green River Preserve in North Carolina. And then after I got home, I ended up getting scarlet fever.
Oh, that's trauma. You're never doing that again. Don't even try.
PTSD.
Oh my God.
Nope.
My nightmare.
Ice skating or sledding?
Oh. Sledding so I can drink hot cocoa and somebody else can pull me.
I've never been sledding. I've heard it's fun, but I would pick ice skating. I'd love to go sledding though. It's
Fun.
just
Yeah. You
it
just
does-
sit there. It's
yeah,
not
it
like,
doesn't
oh,
snow enough here.
yeah, it's cute.
And last one, digital timepiece that requires nightly charging or a pocket watch.
Oh. Oh, I don't have an answer for this because I don't ever use either.
Okay.
And I never charge things on time. I would have to be a pocket watch so I didn't have to charge it. I'm not good with technology and I'm also not good with doing stuff. Like I would just never do it. I would never charge it. It would always be uncharged.
I totally get it. I'd probably pick a digital timepiece, but
Mm,
just because I have a watch and I never wear it, I always
right.
forget. But
Lucy's gonna
pocket
be so
watches
mad
are
at me. I'm siding with Oliver on this. Never happened in the history of SSD. Never happened. Just on your podcast. This is a once in a lifetime.
I actually would love to see that Rita use a pocket watch.
Hers would have owls on it, and it would be cute.
I think
And it
so
would
too.
be attached to a vintage necklace.
Yeah.
I already know. I'm designing it as we speak.
Maybe we should start a petition for that too. Get Rita.
Sure. The
Crystal,
more the merrier.
well, this was so much fun, Crystal. I had
Thank
such a great
you.
time. Thank you for
Thanks
coming
for
on.
having me. Well, thank you for watching my Christmas movie. Keep
Of course,
watching it
yeah.
because there's lots of time until Christmas. And if you haven't seen it this time each year, which is on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries and premiered October 24th. And I think they are re-airing it. And it really is worth the watch.
It is.
Yeah.
Is there any other upcoming projects you can tease before we?
Yes, I'm directing another movie as we speak. I am in week 3, so that's why I look like my face is falling off because I'm tired. But yet again, new genre. So just
Can't
know
wait.
that I just keep switching around. But after this, I'll have done all 3 genres on the network. I can tell you that.
That's
So,
amazing. I can't
keep
wait.
your eyes out.
Well, where can my listeners find you on social media? If
Yeah, find me at official Crystal Lowe on Instagram. I can't get into my Twitter account, my X account or whatever it's called. It's me. Again, I'm terrible with technology. Like I just press buttons and then I get frustrated and then I just stop. So once I get in there, I'm real Crystal Lowe on there, but I'm official Crystal Lowe on Instagram. And I'm always posting. So come hang out with me.
yes, everyone go follow her if you're not already.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Crystal. I had a
It's a
great time.
pleasure. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. All right, everyone. I think that concludes my interview with Crystal Lowe. If you enjoyed this episode and are watching on YouTube, you can like this video and share your thoughts about this time each year in the comments. If you are listening on Spotify, make sure to rate and review, as your feedback is always greatly appreciated. If you want to stay up to date on all of my episodes, you can subscribe to this channel on YouTube or follow along on Spotify, and make sure to turn on the bell so you are alerted when new episodes come. You can also find the podcast on Instagram and Facebook at Swing My Heart Podcast and Twitter at Swing My Heart Pod. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Love y'all. Bye.